All right, hey guys, what's up? Scott here. I was asked to do a 3-minute demo of Listflex. It usually takes about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending on how many questions I get. But I'm going to burn through it with you here really quickly so that you can get a snapshot of what our system can do and if it's going to help you. On the dashboard, what you're looking at right here is essentially all of your lists or leads. It might be your form, you might be getting leads from a third party. Whatever the case is, the dashboard's going to silo and show you all of the different lists that you have coming in. It's going to show you how many leads you have total, how many were attempted today, how many were blocked because of filters that you have in place, how many you've accepted, and who is sending them, or if they're yours, in this case, an in-house account. But what's important is every single list has its own rules. Depending on the vertical or the niche or where you're getting it from, you're going to have and want different rules for those lists. So when you create a list, you're going to assign a value. You're going to assign it to a vertical, depending on if there's custom fields that need to get tied. There's different rules that you can establish depending on how sensitive the leads are and if they need to be locked or only sold a certain number of times. You can assign them to sales reps or people that refer you business. And then there's a whole bunch of filters and scrubs. It's suppression files, validation for email, validation for phone, TCPA, domains, bad words. There's a whole section down here on appending where you can append off of your internal data or third party. And then the big one, which is duplicates. You need flexibility in how you dupe each new list when you set it up, whether it's yours or you're getting it from somebody else. What information is a requirement when you accept the lead, what countries are allowed, and then how do you want the lead to leave the system. All of those rules, all of those filters, you check it for each list. And when the leads start coming in, every day you wake up, you look at your dashboard and you see what's there. Now, obviously when leads come in, great, now they need to go out. There's 3 different ways. There's basically set up and create orders and just send leads out on leads that have already been accepted. Perfectly fine, but there's also something called priority where you can actually manipulate and cascade your lead to check your best client, then your second and your third. You can have multiple in this position or any position as well, but it gives you the ability to manipulate pockets of clients and have all of them checked before it drops down to the next and then the next, depending on if they accept or don't accept the lead. And then we have bidding, where it's an algorithm that looks at lots of orders at the same time. But if you're going to look at a basic order, let's look at what we're going to do for a client, or what you can do for a client. You're going to be able to pick the integration where you're going to API the leads. You're going to be able to pick if you're going to put it on a delay of any kind, daily caps, overall caps. Are you going to throttle the API to slow down the leads? The cost that you're going to be associating with that lead when you're sending it out. Client level dedupe. Does your client want duplicates? You can choose that. You can choose what orders. There's automated seeding as well. You can choose to send one list, multiple lists, and then you have lots of nitty gritty if your client's specific about when they want the lead, day of the week, what countries they accept or don't, what area codes they only want, or states they only want, or they want excluded, like California or whatever the case is. If your leads are, if you're sending leads to an email marketer or your own email marketing and you want to exclude or only send certain ones, you can do that. So that is Listflex in a nutshell, about as fast as I could possibly do it. There's a ton of other features and reports and all kinds of things that we could dive into, but that is it in a snapshot. So if you have any questions, just reach out to your sales rep. Thanks.